If you're unaware what was happening on World of Warcraft over the last couple of days, let me TLDR you real quick. A GM abused his power to help a streamer girl and her friends time a plus 23 key in Mythic Plus. A streamer by the name Yara and her friend Jesus plus another friend got a pack tank to come with them in the plus 23 key. This is a very important thing and I'll get to this later. This pack tank planned the Mythic Plus route, and after they reach the final boss, they realize that the route is wrong and they're not gonna be able to time in the key. The person in the streamer group called Jesus then calls a Blizzard GM to help him time the key. The Blizzard GM used a spell called a Touch of Death, which basically one-shotted one of the mobs and the final boss on Tyrannical and helped him time the plus 23 key. After the key was timed and they all got their 1% Mythic Plus titles, the streamer female Yara posts on Twitter how she's so happy she timed the plus 23 key and also updates her bio that she is now a proud owner of the 1% Mythic Plus title. The pack tank I mentioned earlier actually ended up logging this run without them knowing that. After the fact, somebody went on Warcraft logs for whatever reason and checked that run out and saw that there was something funky happening with that last mob and the last boss, and they saw that they were killed by a Touch of Death. That person or somebody affiliated with them posted later on Reddit. A couple of hours later, a bigger streamer on World of Warcraft called Growler interviews Jesus, the guy who called the GM. I'm gonna play the clip right now.
We killed the last boss and I'm like, oh my god, we're missing percent. Like, how? This route looked fine. And I'm like, oh my god, he probably forgot the Arcanist on pull 1. Bro, I have to do this shit again. And then I'm like, I go to my GM friend, I'm like, bro, please, can you do me a solid and just like,
Bro,
look, this thing has 20
no
mil,
way.
bro. Can you please just one shot?
Bro, there ain't no way
For
you
the one
asked the
time, for the
viewer.
one time.
While most of the community was certain that they were cheating, we still needed an answer from Blizzard. We knew they launched an investigation and today they've come up with the results of this investigation. Here's what they said. As we mentioned, we internally monitored and confirmed a recent incident in which a World of Warcraft group gained an unfair advantage by abuse of access to development-only spells on live realms. Our tools confirmed what was surfaced in community discussions and we have investigated the incident carefully. We can confirm that this was the action of a single Blizzard employee in violation of our code of conduct. This employee is no longer with the company effective immediately, and we are also taking action against the player accounts that were complicit in this violation. So the employee is gone effective immediately, and we don't know how long these bans are gonna be for these players. Knowing Blizzard, this is probably a 6-month ban as they're really not known to hand out permabans just like that. But honestly, I think a permaban, at least for the guy who called the GM, would have been justified here. They continue by saying that it has always been the case that a small number of Blizzard employees can use developer tools and spells on live servers. This lets us test and make urgent fixes to the live game when they're needed. Every use of these internal spells and commands on live realms is logged and shared with our platform security team to help ensure that the occasional use of access is warranted. It's pretty interesting that Blizzard here admits that they have a tool which monitors, illegal use of these spells, yet they weren't the ones who stepped forward and reported on this issue. It was the community who found out because of that pug tank who logged the run. So I don't know why Blizzard here is bragging about the, state-of-the-art AI tool which detects things when it didn't fucking detect it. The use of development tools for anything other than development work is against company policy. It's because of the process we have in place around the use of these tools that we are confident this isn't that was isolated to just one individual. They finish up by saying that we want to thank those of you in the WoW community who reached out with information and real concern for the integrity of the game. And here comes the real problem now with competitive World of Warcraft on retail. If a Blizzard Grandmaster would go out of his way to simp for a girl streamer, it makes you wonder what happens behind the curtains with the big streamers. In my humble opinion, this puts the whole competitive World of Warcraft under a huge microscope. You start to wonder whether those crazy things we have seen over the years, 1% boss kills, Zarya for example getting double bindings in MC, which never happened in the history of the game, and yet it somehow happened to him live in front of 15,000 people. You start to wonder how much was fabricated by fans of streamers who are working at Blizzard. In my humble opinion, Blizzard needs to do a deeper investigation into all the GMs who they know or suspect were associated with streamers and live people inside the World of Warcraft community. This major incident definitely probably hurt some of their sponsors as well. The sponsors are now going to have to explain to their shareholders how come the company, Blizzard in this case, they're sponsoring for these huge competitive events as employees who are willing to cheat for streamers. So there you go, that's the update on the situation. This is Ace signing out. Thank you so much for watching.